It is time now for your Monday mortgage update. Well, the election is behind us, thankfully, and as they say in Game of Thrones, winter is coming. So there are plenty of changes happening in the real estate market right now. So here this morning to talk about that impact is Zachary Levesque, Director and Branch Manager of Home Point Financial. Zach, good morning.
Morning. Nice intro.
I know, a little fumble of the words there at the end, but we'll gloss right over that and get right to the topic at hand here. With winter arriving, I think a lot of us think it's too cold. I can't go out. I can't look for a house. I can't move at this time. I can't handle any of it. But talk about how the winter really affects the market.
Well, usually there's a little bit of a slowdown, and it's weather related. Probably the worse the winter is, the less activity, but it also produces a good time for buyers to look, because since there's less traffic, as we all know, inventory is pretty low in Rhode Island, and it's more of a seller's market because there's not as much available. So it's probably a good time in the November, December, January months to get out in front of these properties and maybe make an offer before somebody else does.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point, because a lot of times the market is almost flooded with people in the springtime and the summer. There's a lot of people, but at this time of year, hey, let's get out when you know, no one's in the store, so to speak.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And the election behind us, certainly we all went through this brutal campaign.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Long, it was arduous, but let's talk about the effect of the campaign, of the election on interest rates, because there will be some type of effect, I'd imagine. Yeah,
usually when the stock market, when it dissipates, when it goes down, interest rates, they do go down with it. What happened was a little strange, and most economists were wrong, which sometimes they are. When Donald Trump won the presidency, right the night that he was elected, the overseas markets were going crazy, and the stock market was going down. As soon as the stock market opened the next morning, we've had a 3 or 4 day run, and it's the highest it's ever been, which has forced interest rates up. Most people think that the Fed chair is going to be replaced, which means Trump's agenda is probably to bring interest rates up to bring the economy back, and that's what we see happening now.
I think you'd make a good Fed chair.
I don't know if I have the experience, but I do like I like New York. So
I'm nominating you. But for you guys, when you see that fluctuation happening on election night and the days after, I mean, the effect on you guys at Home Point, I mean, are you always monitoring this stuff? Do you always have your eyes on it?
I mean, we really have to. It's our fiduciary responsibility. Most people that buy houses, we lock their interest rates, and some ask not to because they want to see what the market does. But especially around times now where things can change very quickly, we saw interest rates go up 3/8 of a point in less than a week. And that affects people dramatically. So we had suggested to most of our clients who weren't locked to lock in because of the uncertainty, and it protects them.
Well, it's always such very valuable information, and we thank you for popping in once again.
Absolutely.
Your next Fed chair, Zachary Levesque, everybody. According to me, that's not official. If you'd like even more great advice from Zach and Home Point Financial, you can find their contact information on our website. It's roadshow.com.